The wind howled through the mountains of Keddie, California the first time I arrived there. A tiny town with only 68 inhabitants where everyone seemed to know everyone else. But on the night of April 12, 1981, everything changed. Keddie was no longer a quiet dot on the map. It became the epicenter of a nightmare that would haunt me forever. A silent horror that unfolded in the infamous Cabin 28. And to this day I ask myself, who murdered the Sharp family? And why was Tina Sharp taken? The cabin, now demolished, has never left my mind since. Even though it's no longer standing, it continues to haunt my imagination. The crime scene revealed something strange. Glenna Sue Sharp, the mother, lay covered by a yellow blanket. I wonder, was it a gesture of pity or a desperate attempt to cover an unbearable guilt? The evil wasn't just in the spilled blood. It was in the shadows of the secrets that hovered over that town. Between 1 and 2 in the morning, some residents claimed they heard screams. Others swore they heard the roar of an engine speeding away. But most, they heard nothing. Or maybe they preferred not to. I was there, passing through, staying in a local inn when Sheila Sharp, only 14 years old, returned home after spending the night at a friend's house. I will never forget the sound of her scream when she opened the door to the cabin. It was the sound of innocence dying. What Sheila saw inside that house was something not even Stephen King's darkest nightmares could conjure. Brutalized bodies. Blood smeared across the walls, as if the house itself had screamed for help. John Sharp, 15, was tied up, beaten, stabbed. Dana Wingate, 17, met the same cruel fate. And Glenna Sue, the mother, was in a disturbing position, covered only by that yellow blanket. But what disturbed me the most were the younger brothers. Rick, Greg, and Justin were unharmed. Why? Had they seen something? Or were they spared on purpose? I started asking my own questions, but the town didn't like curious outsiders. Keddie was a place where everyone knew their neighbors, but it was also a place where secrets could hide for generations. And among the names that surfaced in the investigation, one stood out to me. Martin Smart. A Vietnam War veteran with a temper ready to explode at any moment. He hated John Sharp. And that very night, according to his own wife, Martin burned something in the wood stove. I tried to find out what it was, but no one wanted to talk to me. Decades later, in 2016, when I returned to Keddie to revisit the case, a hammer was found in the area. Rusted, covered in mud. Was it the murder weapon? Or just another piece of a puzzle that refuses to be solved? And why did Sheriff Doug Thomas call in organized crime agents instead of homicide specialists? The more I investigated, the more I felt something was very wrong. What did he know that we don't? 3 years after the massacre in 1984, a new horror emerged. The remains of Tina Sharp were found 32 miles from the cabin. I was there when the bones were discovered. The silence of the forest seemed to scream louder than anything I'd ever heard. Who took her so far away? And why, years later, did an anonymous call direct the police to her body? Was it belated remorse, or part of a cruel game of cat and mouse? The most disturbing part. The FBI has a tape of that phone call. I tried to get access to it, but to this day they've never released what was said. What are they hiding? A crucial clue? Or a truth too uncomfortable to reveal? Today, Keddie is almost a ghost town. The abandoned houses are silent witnesses to an unresolved crime. Sheila, Rick, and Greg tried to move on, but I wonder, is it possible to escape a past that refuses to let you go? The victims' names are still there on a rusted plaque, a reminder that justice can be slow, or maybe it never comes. Was it Martin Smart? Was it Sheriff Doug Thomas? Or was the real killer never on the list of suspects? Evil often hides behind a friendly face, a seemingly harmless smile. And what if he's still out there, watching, waiting? I can still feel his eyes on the back of my neck. And you? Would you have the courage to return to Keddie?